A national protest meant to pressure Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa to resign turned into a shutdown as citizens opted to stay away rather than take to the streets amid a heavy security presence. As we break this down, kindly hit the subscription button and turn on notifications for more updates. Only a handful of protesters took part in the planned march, spearheaded by a group of disgruntled war veterans who have accused Mnangagwa of corruption and wanting to cling on to power, and they were dispersed by the police. Following the reports of a low turnout, protest leader Blessed Geza urged Zimbabweans not to be cowards in a post on X. Mnangagwa became president in 2017 following a coup against longtime leader Robert Mugabe and is currently serving his second and final term. Geza, who wants Vice President Constantine Chiwenga to replace Mnangagwa, had previously called for Zimbabweans to fill the streets in a final push to force the president to step down. Numerous videos were shared on social media throughout the day. In one, police can be seen using tear gas to disperse a crowd gathered at President Robert Mugabe Square in Harare. In another, a woman details the police's efforts to clamp down on what was regarded as a peaceful protest, as she vowed, "We're not going anywhere, we're going to stay here. I am 63 and life is tough. I am taking care of my grandchildren because my children cannot afford to," a protester on crutches also told local media house Citizens Voice Network. "We want General Constantine Chiwenga to take over," she added. The vice president has not commented publicly about the calls for him to replace Mnangagwa, and government officials deny there is a rift between the two men. Reacting to Monday's low turnout, Farai Marapira from the governing ZANU-PF party said social media was not a reflection of reality. But political scientist Ibo Mandaza said those disparaging the turnout were wrong. "The shutdown was a massive political statement," he said. Across various cities and towns, the majority of businesses were shuttered and streets were empty of the usual bustle of street vendors and choking traffic. Schools closed and public transport was scarce as fearful residents opted to steer clear of the potential chaos. The police tightened security, mounting roadblocks into Harare and carrying out patrols on foot and trucks in the city center throughout the day. They were also seen removing the stones and cement blocks thrown by protesters. The country's clergy has since called for cool heads, as it warned that unrest could destabilize an already fragile country. A petrol station attendant told the BBC in a hushed voice that ordinary people did not want the country to slide into civil war. At the heart of the recent protest is a reported plan by the president to extend his final term by 2 years to 2030. Mnangagwa's second term expires in 2028. The slogan, "2030 he will still be the leader," has been shared by his supporters even though Zimbabwe's constitution limits presidential terms to 2 5-year terms. Despite a recent assurance from the president that he did intend to step down in 3 years, many remain unconvinced. This has angered Geza, a veteran of the 1970s War of Liberation and former senior ZANU-PF member, who has led a verbal attack on Mnangagwa. In a series of often expletive-laden press conferences, gritty-voiced and with a furrowed forehead, he repeatedly called on the 82-year-old president to go or face being removed.